it appears that this engine has been on this cart for many, many years. But it's a perfect example of the reason that I turned my Type M engines with the flywheels toward the handle. Is this handle is quite heavy, and just the way it's sitting there, if you let go of it, it would make contact with that igniter. So, you know, it's out there in harm's way anyway, so I'm just saying. Stuck, really stuck. But I'll get her running, you know. And we'll get it off that cart there, make some repairs to the cart. Engine in queue. We'll get that Maytag first. As I was pondering the build sheet on this engine, knowing that the engine is stuck, flywheels won't turn. Seems to be stuck fast somewhere. Piston or bearings could be the one. At this point, do you proceed any further than to remove the head? Just asking. You know, you gotta know what it looks like in saying. Well, it's pretty heavy. It's gonna be empty at first.
I'll just slide it back into the box. I'll just slide it.
See if that full turn on there. Take that out so it don't get rolled. Yeah. And then you're gonna just slide it out all the way through.
I'll just slide it back to you.
No, no, then it'll only be this. Okay. Actually,
You got pipe wrench.
you know, once we take that out, come back and we'll set it up right here.
Oh, okay, I can do that too.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Well, yeah, let's do that. Chris, airplane guy, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, Chris,
His son, you remember his son's name?
yeah.
Anyway, lockable. Get this cart here set back level again. Wait a minute, maybe in your end?
No, I took it out.
Yeah, okay. If we're going to fall, make it fall on that side over there.
Well, no, I don't want to fall.
Okay, go ahead on.
So we're just going to come straight off and go straight there. Let it come on up.
The gas tank's had a patch in it. There's a leak on your side there about middle ways back.
Yeah, they use some of that. Yeah,
JB well?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, this engine right, that engine right there It is the same category as Martin's engine that's sitting over there running. It'll take a lot to get that running. There's a lot of things to work on it. And you can hear the wrist pin in that no bar from over here, can't you? Yeah. You know?
This right here's got,
It's got all the parts in it. Look, I'll have to see this part first. Let's get this thing right here off. Yeah, okay, it is. Well, it's the right setup for that engine. That's the way they should look.
yeah.
A little something for that blank page in your book right there. This being the rear breather on that 3 horsepower International Cormac Deering rear breather. Now they all the same there at 1.5, the 3, and the 6. If you took one apart, that's what it looks like. That right there is missing the leather. So yeah, something for that blank page. You know, just to log it in to what we have to work with. Model 92 Maytag. It's been sitting out there in the weather for several years. I notice it's got a good key slot in that crankshaft. Also has a good cotter and a good thread. All the condensers are missing points, that whole mechanism. I'm going to need some parts. I'll need a gasket for that spark plug lead out tire there. A spring for that sliding tooth for sure. I'll replace that stove bolt in that cover. I'll replace that with a one of them little ball oiler things. And we'll see if that bushing's been drilled. And we're going to need a rod. But we'll have to get that out of there somehow as to not damage the crankshaft. Oh, it's stuck fast. Has been for many years. So it has Maytag embossed on the kick guard there. But looking in the where the ball ratchet mechanism for the Kickstarter, that's rusted fast. It'll be interesting as to how that turns out. It's got the slotted bolts in the gas tank top. It's got fins broke off on both sides on the cylinder. You know, just jumping right in here and looking at it from this angle. And there's been no attempt to spray any penetrant. This is as is. Maytag. We're going to need some parts. Just saying. Half-inch round bar, cold roll, special project, handle material. I just went on ahead and heated it up. I bent it in a hole in the table over there. We'll see them work pretty good. That object right there, before I take a chisel or anything to it and actually find out what it is, I'm going to leave it in there for show and tell as to an explanation of what that is. You know, is that tumbling media to clean this when it was in the factory, when it was in the foundry, and then when it went over to the factory, that was wedged in there, and they just machined the whole thing apart, the media and the casting? Leave a comment. call it a job shop. And the and this version right here, it has 3 bends in it. That's a 1-inch inside bend right there, and I done already drilled a cotter in them. This bend right here is more than you need so that it's easy to straighten with a couple of blows on the hammer. You can align it to the distance that your brackets are apart as to the angle of this bracket. But the job today was 6 pieces, 1/2 inch cold rolled steel round bar. Okay, that's pretty close on this end down here on being straight across. So, oh yeah, I'll turn that in for grade. Yeah, we good to go there. Back to regular programming. That's not to say this now the next operation is to bend that 1-inch bend, and then bend there about 9 inches up this way, and then bend the other handle in 1 inches inside bend, and all of them come out true and perpendicular. And also the thinking was to overbend this handle end a little bit in order for you to align the handle up on it like this as to the angle of the brackets and how wide they are apart. Then you can put this onto the anvil. A couple of hits with the hammer will spring that upward or downward upward as needed. Back to regular programming now. Well, you know what I mean, to follow up with that, using cadmium plated parts on your engine, you know, like water pipe galvanized stuff, is the dissimilar metals. Rust is in a different way. But you know, there's looking at the fuel tank, you know, is that good or bad? Just saying. Do you know how long it's been since that engine has been on sitting onto that beach?
How long?
Huh?
How long?
Why? As long as this building has been here?
Oh, has it been that long?
Has it?
Well, that's a long time for here.
Well, if it's been in the background. You okay? I have some a couple of boats to drop down in here when we get over here.
Where are they?
Oh, that's pretty good on the level of this, sir.
Where are the boats? Where are the boats?
Just get a couple to put down in there to index them, and then we'll get a set that fits. Well,
Let's go forward just a little bit. All right.
you okay? Let's bring it. Well,
What's our working space now? Look at all that working space.
This engine here runs backwards too.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I gave it some thought, and yesterday is when I decided I should work on this now. Is the problem I was having, and I did it the first time, and then I took it out and used it on something else. But I'll put a spacer in there, right here. That's the one that's normally there, and spaces that out that much, so that it don't go backwards. It has compression. It's wanting to run now. So,
Yep.
but anyways, I did the timing on it yesterday too. If you come around on compression, like, let's see. Okay, right there it's coming up on compression. So if you come on around,
Top dead center.
should start on top of that center. Okay, if you come on around, then this right here is, I think it figures out opposite of normal, backwards, 1/2 time around, but you can go by the keyway as it's coming dead center.
Dead center, yep.
So, okay, and it comes on around, and if you watch the rocker arm, it comes on around, okay, the rocker arm's opening, gas is going out, okay, comes on around, okay, when that closes, look, right there, 1/1000th, okay, you hear it? Okay, and if you look down here, it's right on it,
Yep.
which is back to here.
Back to that, yep.
Okay, to know if all that's right, the cam has to be in the right place. So, if you come around again on compression,
It's all the way back. Your push rod's all the way back.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, coming on around,
Yeah.
okay, you can actually come on around, and when, if you're off one tooth, you're off half of that lobe. You know what I mean? It's like, if you was off a tooth, it's like this up here would be in that amount of distance forward. So, and when all these marks are right, supposedly, this is the next one, I think. Yes, on a normal engine, when these marks lined up and everything, your cam lobe would be pointing towards the crankshaft, up this way, okay? Now, it's pointing down that like amount on the other side. Right? You know, it's leaving as it would if it was doing this, I think. But now when I tell it, evening mail run, opened up that lid on that mailbox there, and look yonder, snack crate. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, John and Stacy, I done already hooked me up with a script on them right there. You know, you get one by every month, I think.